呪術廻戦
Okay, let's read chapter 143 of Jujutsu Kaisen, Moichido. One more time. We're starting here, volume 17. Naoya is there on the front. Okotsu has stabbed Itadori and took out Chosen and appeared to have rescued Naoya. Tsurasou desu ne, Naoya-san. And this is kind of how the previous chapter ended. So, seems to be bitter, in a bad spot, painful, doesn't it, Mr. Naoya? Giri. Mi orosu na. Mi orosu nya. Or naya. This is Naoya thinking at, which is like, don't look down on me. Mi orosu is to look down on. Gura. Bishasha. Splash, splash, splash. So this is him throwing up, and that would be the sound effect of the vomit hitting the ground. Nanya kore? What is it this? What's this? Doku? Poison? Sekketsu soujutsu ni sonna kouka ga? By red blood manipulation, this or that sort of an effect. So that sort of effect from the red blood manipulation, meaning from Chosen. Chao, which I guess is like Chigao, which is like, it's different or no. Actually, let me zoom in so this is a little bit easier to see. Jutsushiki kouka yanai. Technique effectiveness, it is not. So it's not an effect of the technique or the curse technique. Ketsueki ryo aitsu ningen chao katanya. That blood fluid amount, remember that whole thing. This is in the previous chapter. Go watch that if you want to see what this is talking about. That guy, human, was different. That guy was different from a human with that amount of blood volume. Juniku taika? Received flesh body. We've seen this term before, but I can't remember where. Oh, the incarnation. An incarnation body? Jingai no chi ga haitte, karara ga sore o kyouzetsu shiton no ya. Okay, so outside the person blood from an outside person entering the flesh body, the physical body, that thing, doing rejection? Is my body doing rejection of that? The physical flesh, or blood from outside the body that entered the physical flesh? Naoshimashou ka? That's Okotsu saying, shall I heal you? That's quite the look down there. Boku no hanten jutsu shiki hito mo naosemasu yo, sono kawari. So my reverse technique, my hanten is just reverse, right? Yeah, turning over, turning around, tonal inversion. So my inversion technique, also other people able to heal. So my inversion technique is able to heal other people also. In exchange, その代わり、Itadori-kunの死はあなたの口からも上に報告してください。As for the death of Itadori-kun, also from your mouth to the above, meaning to the people above, report do please. That's an interesting request, right? In exchange for me healing you, please do reporting to the upper people, from your mouth also, the death of Itadori-kun. Jin. Bui. Is it Mui? Moody? Or is that Oi? It might be Oi. Jin, hey, Oi. Jin. This is a name. So we may be like flashing back here. Yeah. We're flashing back. The background is starting to fade to back. So this is fade to black. All right. Yeah. And we're fully in a flashback here. So. 何ですか、父さん。彼女の話をするなら帰れますよ。Oh, what is it, father? So I guess this is Jean and someone is calling them. What is it, father? Story of her, if doing, will return. Will go back. I will go back if you're doing a story of her. Okay, so that's probably Toll-san. Jin, お前がどう生きようとお前の勝手だ. Okay, so Jin, your how trying to live, it's freely up to you. So basically, how you choose to live is freely up to you. だが, however, あの女だけはやめとけ. However, as for just that woman, stop on purpose. As for just that woman, stop like toke, like in advance on purpose. Shinu zo, you'll die. Okay, so there's clearly some woman in contention here because he's saying like, what is it, father? If you're going to be talking about that woman, then I'm going to go back. And indeed, he is talking about that woman. Okay, there's a baby. Okay. So, ユージの前で変な話はやめてください. As for in front of Yuji, the baby, strange stories, stop, please stop. So please don't say anything strange or weird in front of the baby. So two things here. Notice that the father, apparently, his name is Jin, that kanji, and that kanji gets passed to Yuji, but now in the G form. Anyway. 案外、覚えているそうですよ。赤ん坊の記憶。案外. Unexpected? Yeah. Unexpected remembering it is, or it seems to do, it is, the memory of babies. I think this is hearsay, which is like, I hear that remembering unexpectedly the memory of babies. So you can see the baby here. お前が子供を欲しがっていたことも、香りとの間にそれが叶わなかったことも知ってる? Okay, so you, child or children, wanting event also in the period with Kaori, which is probably a person, that thing wished event also knowing. Okay, so yeah, this is like, I'm familiar with the event that you desired or wanted that, meaning a baby, during your time with Kaori, the wanting of a child. だが、Kaoriが死んだのは. However, Kaori, as for her dying, ... お父さん, dad, father, This Tou-san is more, this is like father-in-law. I think. Yeah, that toll gets used for like in-law. Yeah. So normally that would be pronounced gifu, but this is a way to signal to the reader Otou-san, father, but that this is someone saying father-in-law. So this is presumably, oh look, nan no hanashi desu ka? What is this? It's a story of what? What are you talking about? Sudden wake up. Okay, so he's not dead. And there we go. So a couple things, right? At some point in the battle with Geto, someone said something to Yuji about one of your parents had stitches on their forehead or something, right? Didn't they? Pachi? Chi? That might be just the fire, embers from the fire. Are? Ore? Huh? Me? Yokatta. Henna. So I'm glad this is being happy. I'm relieved. Henna is like worry. Yeah, loss of strength, bending. That's Yuji. Okay, so clearly this was all kind of a setup. Kugatsu goro kana? It was September time, I guess. Gojo sensei ga waza ai ni kite ne. Teacher Gojo, on purpose, came to meet. You know? Kimi no koto o tanomareta nda. Things about you requested. He requested something about you. Tanomu is usually to rely on someone. Requested. What else could I do for Tanomu? Yeah. To request, to beg, to rely on, to entrust. I think to entrust probably works here too. It was the event of entrusting of you. それでやむを得ず芝居を打たせてもらった。And with that, yamu o ezu, which is like a fancy way to say shikata ga nai. Unavoidably, against one's will, reluctantly, a shibai. Shibai o utsu is to put up a false show. Recede being made to put up a false show. So that's why I was made to put on an act. Shibai, and again, shibai itself is just a play, a drama, a ruse. Okay, we're fading back again here to black. So we're going back to September, I guess, when Gojo and Okotsu had this conversation. Cho to iyana yokan ga shite sa. A little bit of a bad premonition doing. So I got this little hint of a bad premonition. Hikari wa ma daijoubu sho. As for Hikari, well, okay, we'll be fine, probably. Oh, Hakari. Who was Hakari? Hakari, well, fine, probably. Boku ni nanka attara, ima no ichi ni no koto o yuta ni tanomitaku te. To me, something, if something happens to me, the first and second years now, to Yuta, that's him, want to entrust. So I want to entrust the first and second years now to Yuta, to you, if something happens to me. Nanika te josei kankei desu ka? Okay, so something you say, is it related to a woman? Yuta mo joudan iu you ni natta nda ne? Okay, so Yuta also, speaking jokes in that manner, it has become, hasn't it? So like, oh, so you're telling jokes too now? Yeah, well, Gojo sensei ni nanika te souzou tsukanakute? So, well, to teacher Gojo, something like not to the imagination. Like it's hard to imagine something happening to Gojo sensei. Souzou. Katsuku. Yeah. Not imagining something to Gojo sensei. Where are they that there are zebras? Whoa. Shoo. Tokuni ichinan no Itadori Yuji. Especially first year Yuji Itadori. Ano ko wa Yuta to onaji de ichido ihitoku shike ga kimatta mi da. Okay, so as for that kid, meaning Itadori, as for that kid, as the same with Yuta, at one time, a secret execution was decided. So remember, way back from volume 0, that's how this one starts. Yuta is being put up for a secret execution, which is how volume 1 started with Itadori. And so that's what he's saying here. And hitoku is this, a concealed execution. Chūi o haratte moraeru to tasukaru. Caution, if able to receive, I guess like wiping away, it'll help out. It'll help out if able to receive the wiping away of, I guess like trouble or caution, warning. Is chūi o harau a phrase? It is to pay attention to. Okay, so not necessarily wiping away, but it'll help out if able to receive the favor of paying attention to Itadori. Miguelu wa, as for Miguel, meaning like, where's Miguel? Sensei ni wa aitaku nai sou desu. As for to teacher, meaning him, not wanting to meet, or so I hear, or so it seems. Who was Miguelu? Been too long. Okay, we're fading out of the flashback. Presumably, this is back to the present. Hoka ni shikko ni no tateraretari, Itadori-kun no jouhou o tatareru yori wa, ko tachimawaru no ga besto da to handan shita. Okay. To other people, or to others, shikko nin o, shikko here is, right. People doing the execution of something, meaning carrying out. So to other people, or sorry, to other, I don't want to say executioners, but people carrying out, being done, and Itadori-kun's information being decided. As for more than that, atareru, being severed, being suppressed. Okay, so, and more than the information of Itadori being severed or cut off. This way, standing and running around is the best decision did. So I decided that doing this way, which is tachimawaru, to work around, conducting oneself, what this way was the best. Meaning him taking the role of the executioner and finding everything out that happened, even though he had to play up on everything. Achi mo baka janai kara, so kanbuto wa shikkōjin toshite mitomete morau kawari ni Itadori-kun o korosu teiu shibari o musunda n da. Okay, so that direction also, stupid is not because that direction also isn't stupid, meaning them, probably the higher ups. As for with Soul Kanbu, which is like the controlling group, the Inspector General Club or part. As for with the Inspector General part or club, as a confirmation, well, in exchange for receiving confirmation as the executioner, I'm just going to go with that, will kill Itadori-kun. That's sort of a binding connected. So, okay, so he did a binding connection called I will kill Itadori-kun in exchange for receiving the confirmation or recognition of being the carrying out the executioner. Okay. Dakara ichido koroshita hontou ni gomen ne. So that's why one time did killing truly, I'm sorry, you know. Okay, so like that's why I had to kill you once. I'm really sorry. いや、じゃあ、なんで俺は生きてんだ? Well, then, why, as for me, living? And why am I alive? 反転術式だよ. It's the reverse technique. 君の心臓を止まると同時に反転術師で一気に治癒した. Okay, so your heart stopping at the same time. So when stopping your heart at the same time, using the reverse technique in one instant and one breath did healing. Chew. Yeah, healing or recovery. 以前の君の話を聞いていたからいけると思って。Previously your story, or previously from information about you, hearing because able to go was thinking. So I was thinking it might work. It would be able to go based on hearing information about you previously. And we're getting this scene from the previous chapter where he gets stabbed. 僕が性のエネルギーをそのままアウトプットできることを知ってるのは少ないしね. Okay. Me, positive energy as it is, output possible event, knowing as for that, it's few. So there's few people that are familiar that I can do output of positive energy as it is. All right. That recalls on some stuff we heard earlier. All right, where are we in this chapter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh. 9, 10. All right. This is going to be an hour-long chapter. I'm sorry. So, it is that way, indeed. 君の死を偽装するのはこれで一度目だ. So that's right. Your death, as for, this is like fake equipment. 偽装. Disguise, camouflage, doing. With this, it's the second. So this is the second time we've staged camouflaged your death. So this is the first time here. すぐにバレるかもしれないけど, soon, momentarily, will leak out, probably, but. So it'll probably be known soon, but 状況が状況だしね. I guess, but the circumstances are the circumstances, you know? イタロリ君の死刑はとりあえずは執行済みで処理されるはずだ. As for the execution of Itorori, for the time being, as for that, performed, finished, shori, processing, disposal, being done ought to be. So it ought to be being done with the processing, with the execution being finished for the time being for the execution. In other words, you were dead, and so technically the execution has been completed. どうしてそこまでして? Why or how to that point doing? Like, why to go to all that trouble? 僕が大切にしている人たちが君を大切にしているからだよ. Me. Okay, 僕が大切にしている人たち. So me, people doing towards importance. So people who are important to me, you doing important, existing, that's why. So you are important. You are doing importance to people that are important to me. 僕も一度身に余る大きな力を背負ったんだ. でも, I also one time 身に余る. No. What is amaru? To remain, to be in excess. So a large power, and well, I guess a large excessive power to oneself bore the burden of. So again, I also at one time bore an excessively large burden on myself. But, however, 背負わされたと思っていた力は僕自身が招いたものだった. As for the strength that was thinking was made to bear, I myself beckoned it thing it was. Okay, so he's like, I thought I was being made to bear this burden, but it was a thing that I had beckoned upon myself or invited upon myself. 君とは違う. As for with you, it's different. 君の背負った力は君の力じゃない. As for the strength that you bear, again, like bear a burden of, your strength, it isn't. It's not your strength that you bear the burden of. 君は悪くない. As for you, not evil. 違うんだ. It's different. kind of like you're wrong, but it's different. 俺のせいとかそういう問題じゃなくて it's different. My fault and things like that, that's sort of a problem. It isn't saying. 俺は人を as for me, people. Okay, so it's different. My fault and things like that, that's sort of a topic or concern or question. It isn't. That's what I'm saying. 俺は as for me, 人を. So he's about to say korosu. I killed people. But he gets interrupted. Itadori. Someone else is here. Hey. All right. Ushiguro. That would be that guy. Nani shitten da? What are you doing? Sassato kosen modoru zo. Quickly, technical school, return. So get back to the school quickly. Or he says modoru, like will go back. So it's not an order, but kind of suggested that he will, they all will go back. Ima, kosen no kekkai wa yurunderu. Okay, right now, the technical school's magical barrier, as for that, it's wavering. 直接顔を見られない限りお前が戻っても問題ねえ。Okay. Directly, the face not being seen limit. So as long as your face isn't seen directly, you, even if you return, it's not a problem. Because they want to keep the fact that he's dead. 一度先輩らと合流して one time with senpais, plural, with all the senpais, we'll do recombination. Yamero, stop. Okay, so that's Fushiguro and then getting interrupted. Yamero, stop. 当たり前のように受け入れるな。In the manner of being obvious? 当たり前? In the manner of being, like reasonable, normal, ordinary. 受け入れるな. Don't. Like, or I guess I will not accept, I will not receive in the manner of like normality. なかったことにするんじゃね. You're doing towards the event of not becoming, isn't it? なかったことにするんじゃね. Yeah. Or not existing events to that doing. This is like it's you're doing like nothing has happened, aren't you? まだ死ぬわけにはいかねえんだわ. Still dying reason for that not able to do. I still can't die. That was what he said, right? We get that flashed back. Okotsu is apparently thinking, あはいても、イトロリ君は迷ってるんだろうな. As for that way, even if saying, even if he talks like that, as for Itadori, wavering or hesitating, it seems, isn't it? 自分が本当に存在していいのかどうか? Oneself truly doing existence, is it good or not? ... Yeah, so as for Itadori-kun, he's probably hesitating on whether the self truly, it's good to be alive or not. So Okotsu realizes where Itadori is mentally. だから、僕との戦闘で、最後まで、ボルテージが agaranakatta. Voltage? Okay, that's why in the fight with me, until the very end, the voltage didn't increase. I guess like he didn't pump up the effort. He didn't increase the voltage. 俺は人を殺した. So finally he gets out. As for me, I killed people. I did killing of people. 俺のせいで大勢死んだんだぞ. Through my fault, many people died. That's what happened. Oretachi no seida. It's our fault. It's the fault of us. Omae hitori de, you alone, katte ni akirameru na. Randomly, freely, don't give up. You, being alone, don't give up freely, randomly. Omae wa souyu sa. Oh, soria, omae wa souyu sa. So Itadori is thinking, as for that, as for you, that way we'll say. Of course you'll say this. Oretachi wa hiro janai. As for us, we're not heroes. And we get right, it says hiro, heroes. And it says seigi no mikata, allies of justice. Jujutsu shida, it's sorcerers, or we are sorcerers. So we're not heroes, we're sorcerers. Oretachi o hontou no imi de sabakeru ningen wa inai dakara koso. We, truly with the meaning sabakeru, to judge? Being able to judge people. So, okay. As for humans, being able to judge us with true intent do not exist. And because of that, especially, so people don't exist that are able to truly judge our intent, our volition or whatever. And because of that, in particular, oretachi wa sonzai igi o shimeshi tsutsuku nakya naranai. As for us, we must continue to demonstrate existence's igi, meaning, significance. Is sonzai igi like the value of life or value of existence? Yeah, sonzai igi, the meaning of life, the meaning of one's existence. So again, people can't judge us, so we must continue to demonstrate, prove the value of our existence, the meaning of our existence. もう俺たちに自分のことを考えている暇はねえんだ. No longer to us, one's own things, thinking about, as for free time, it doesn't exist. So we no longer have free time to think about ourselves. ただひたすらに人を助けるんだ. It's just saving people, ひたすらに. Okay, it's doing nothing but saving people. So we don't have free time to think about ourselves. We just got to save people. これはそもそもお前の行動原理だったはずだ. As for this, from the start, your kodo genri, it ought to have been, right? Kodo. Kodo gen. The principle governing one's conduct. Yeah. So I guess that's Fushiguro still talking, saying, as for that, meaning saving people, not thinking about ourselves. That, from the beginning, that ought to have been your driving principle. And Itadori is thinking, 違うんだ, Fushiguro. It's different, Fushiguro. それじゃ、お前は? As for that, as for you... And then presumably this is Itadori continuing. 俺が隣にいる限り, me as long as I exist in the vicinity. So as long as I'm around you. ずっと苦しむことになるんだぞ. Continuously towards the event of painful things it will become. You will always be suffering. Or be in pain. As long as you're around me. まずは俺を助けろ. As for first, save me. Itadori. Hey, Hazel. Hey, that's right. These we're just reading about life principles here. You will always be suffering as long as you're in this stream. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the suffering. Kamonori Toshi ga shikunda jujutsu o ataerareta monotachi no koroshiai. Shimetsu Kaiyu. Okay, here we go. Here's the second time this is going to come up, right? You're always suffering. It's natural. So, Kamo no Noritoshi. This is the being that's inside Geto. Kamo Noritoshi, Shikunda, did planning. Shikumi. Did a plan, construction contrivance, a killing together of the people that were bestowed sorcery. So Kamo no Noritoshi made plans for a killing together of the people that were granted sorcery. And it is a Shimetsu Kaiyu. These kanji, a death annihilation rotating game. Rotating, game. I don't think a Kaiyu excursion, round trip, seasonal migration. I think it's probably Shimetsu Kaiyu. The reason this is important is this is, I think, what governs the rest of the story here, right? This has all been what's been setting up, I think, the latter half of this story, right, with the releasing all the things in Tokyo that Geto or Kamo Noritoshi, granted sorcery to a bunch of other people. It's this. Again, like a death annihilation excursion, rotating game. The reason that's important is this Kaisen. Remember, the name of this is Jujutsu Kaisen, the sorcery rotating battle. And this Kai has now come up twice. It came up in the first half of the book when Mahito talked about the rotation of life. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was many volumes ago. And he used that Kai. And I pointed out at the time, like, how important that was because of this idea of that. Now we're seeing it again, now in the context of an annihilation game. So there you go. In case you're ever wondering what the Kaisen is about, there's kind of two themes, major themes, I think, that we've seen so far in the book. Shimetsu Kaiyu ni Tsumiki mo makikomareteiru. Into the death annihilation rotating game. The English goes with culling game. I get it. That's pithy and it's short, but it kind of leaves out the deeper meaning of what's behind this meaning. So I'm probably going to keep saying the death annihilation rotating game, as annoying as that is. Into the death annihilation rotating game, Tsumiki also has been swallowed up in, gotten involved. Remember, Tsumiki is his sister. And we saw at the end there, when Mahito finally dies or gets sucked away by Geto, that Geto has activated again sorcery in certain people. And we saw Tsumiki in the hospital being one of those people. Okay, and maybe this is someone else I don't recognize That's a hint too, probably. Tanomu itarori. Please, itarori. Like, I'm asking you, I'm relying on you. Omae no chikara ga hitsuyou da. Your strength is necessary. We need your strength. We need your help. That, I think, is Tsumiki. Okay, unfortunately, this is the final 2 pages. This is the final 2 pages of the chapter. And I guess it's supposed to set up, again, the Shimetsu Kaiyu, the Death Annihilation rotating game. So, let's go ahead and work through this. These are the ruru, the rules, the sosoku. Each. Rule 1. Player wa jutsushiki kakusei go. 19日も前に任意の頃ににて、死滅回遊への参加を宣誓しなければならない。Okay. As for the players, and for some reason it's swimmers?
Oh, ha, 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 ha.
I think we've seen this before. Aisha, maybe? That's interesting. I wonder why. Again, these kanji, it's Aisha, which is swimmers, but we're getting players. As for the players, sorcery after the awakening, or kakusei. After the waking up, awakening. After awakening up of sorcery, or jutsushiki, of techniques for the players, 19 days within 19 days, like to a colony of Nin-i, to any optional, discretional, unspecified colony, participation of towards the Death Annihilation rotating game, sensei must do selection. Sensei is actually like to declare. Yeah, must do oath, must pledge. So again, as for the players, within 19 days of awakening from sorcery or whatever, or techniques, they must do sensei. They must pledge. So here's a great example where sensei does not mean teacher. They must pledge participation in or toward a Death Annihilation rotating game at a specified colony within 19 days. Okay, so they must participate. Rule 2, 2. 前項に違反したプレイヤーからは as for from players that did violation of the previous rule, Zenko is like the former, meaning the previous rule. Yeah, the preceding paragraph. Again, so as for from players that did violation of the former paragraph, rule 1, jutsushiki o hakudatsu suru. They will do hakudatsu of the technique. Deprivation, revocation of technique. Oh, okay. So their technique gets revoked. Hi player wa, non-players, as for non-players, koro ni, I didn't say before, koro ni is Kekkai, which is magical barrier. So we're getting magical barrier now as like a colony. As for non-players, into a colony at the point of time of doing penetration. 侵入した時点で、プレイヤーとなり、死滅回遊への参加を宣誓したものとみなす。Okay, so again, as for non-players, at the point of time that they enter, they penetrate into the magical barrier of the colony, they become players, and it's equivalent to the thing of doing a vow of participation in the Death Annihilation rotating game. Okay. 4. プレイヤーは他プレイヤーの生命を断つことでポイントを得る。As for players, they receive a point. They receive points. Other players' lives terminating event, or through that. So as for players, they receive points through the event of terminating the lives of other players. Okay, very simple rule there. Go. Rule 5. ポイントとはゲームマスターによってプレイヤーの生命にかけられた価値を指し、原則術師5点、非術師1点とする。Okay. Yeah, so as for the things called points, according to the game master, and this is like officer person, the officer in charge, for the lives of players, being gambled value, I guess, like designating the value being gambled for lives of the players. Oh, okay. Yeah. As for the things called points, in accordance with the game master, designating the value being like, I guess, gambled to the lives of the players. Maybe that's not gambled. Being attached. Yeah, I guess that's being attached, being hung on. The value that's being placed on the lives of the players. Okay, so I guess the game master determines the value. Gensoku, as a general rule, sorcerers are 10 points and non-sorcerers are 1 point. That's the decision. But that's the general rule. But I guess the game master actually determines designates the value to the lives of the players. Roku, 6. プレイヤーは自身にかけられたポイントを除いた100ポイントを消費することでゲームマスターと交渉し、死滅回遊にルールを一つ追加できる。Okay. As for the players, excluding the points attached to oneself, 除いた。除く to exclude. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, got it. So as for the players, excluding the points attached to oneself, 100 points doing expenditure through that event with the game master doing kousho, like bargaining? Yeah, doing negotiations, discussions with the game master to the death Annihilation rotating game, one rule, Suika Dekiru. I guess adding. Yeah. It's possible to, so again, as for the players, it's possible to add, supplement, append one rule to the Death Annihilation rotating game in doing negotiations with the game master through the expenditure of 1,000 points, 100 points, not including the points attached to the person. So meaning like your own value. 7. ゲームマスターは死滅回遊の永続に著しく触る場合を除き、選考によるルール追加を認めなければならない。Okay, so as for the game master, the Death Annihilation rotating game's eternal Ichijiru Sawaru. Striking, considerable. Oh, Sawaru is going to be harm.
Hello there.
Hindrance. Effect. Ba'ai. So, okay. As for the game master, excluding the case of interfering, harming, affecting considerably the eternalness of the Death Annihilation rotating game. Does Eizoku mean anything else? The permanence, the continuation of it. Oh, okay, so in other words, you can't just say, hey, the game's over. So accepting the cases of affecting considerably the permanence or continuation of the game, they must approve the appending of the aforementioned rule. Okay, so they must abide by Rule 6, unless if it hinders the continuance of the game. 参加またはポイント取得後19日以内にポイントの変動が見られない場合、そのプレイヤーからは術式を剥奪する。Okay, so as for what does mata mean as a suffix? Can that, or does that just mean again or still here? Maybe that's it. As for like still participating and the point shutokugo, after point acquisition, within 19 days, the point change, not visible case, as for from that player, will do removal of technique. Yeah, we'll do revocation of technique. So basically, if the player's point value doesn't change in 19 days, in the case that it's that the Hendel, the change fluctuation isn't visible, as for from that player, we'll do revocation of technique. Okay. 8 rules. So again, I believe that this kind of is the setting up for the rest of the story. That's the end of the book. Or sorry, that's the end of the chapter 143. We get some, what's his name there? Is that Fushiguro? Fushiguro. So there we go. That was the end of 143. The games begin, I guess. We'll see how this goes as we continue in 144 next time.